Make sure this is working. You gotta check on Streamlabs. What's up, Elijah? Elijah Pippin, what's up, man? Gotta check on Streamlabs. I gotta wait for the the playback to come in. Okay. Let me turn that light out. It's way too bright. Let me turn this off. Yeah, well, looks a little weird, but fuck it. We'll just roll with this. Gotta check on Streamlabs. I gotta wait for the playback. All right. What's up, Nadiata? What's up, man? If you got time, I hope I didn't miss another message. Let's see if you got time. I didn't see any. If you sent another message, I don't think it came through on the chat. But yeah. So today's been a crazy week so far. But I had to stay up. I'm fucking exhausted. Had to stay up with the baby all night to give mommy a break because his mom's doing a great job as a mom, man. Like my girlfriend's spouse, I always to people out here, I always just say I just tell everybody she's my wife, but we're not married. But I just call her. If I meet somebody like out in the world and they some kind of way it comes up, I just say yeah, my wife, blah blah blah. But we're not married though. I just call her my wife just to set a standard of like how we should be perceived kind of thing at this point. But we're not married. But anyway, she does a great job as a mother, man. Like I was telling my dad probably about 3 hours ago, I couldn't, I couldn't ask for a better mother of my child at this point, right? So I try to give her breaks, but she just keeps moving and keeps cleaning and cooking and doing everything, and she doesn't stop moving. Until she just like breaks down completely. So I think like Saturday or Sunday or Monday, I can't. All my days are meshed together now, but she finally asked me if she could just go sleep in the other room while I stayed in here and slept with him, so she can get a break. And I stayed in here and he moves so much or wakes up crying because he's hungry or something like that you can't get much sleep. I can't get much sleep with him. So I essentially stayed up all night, the one night. Then I had to watch him the next day. And it's been just a crazy fucking week, man. Well, I'm still here. What's up, Nada Yada? You said wait, Nick, you say about LaRue Pierce. Oh yeah, that motherfucker. LaRue Pierce. This LaRue Pierce, yeah, that motherfucker tried to get me to say he tried to long story short, me and my ex-girlfriend had a falling out and we had broken up. But he had tried to get me to say that I like grabbed her ass after there was proof that there was like 3 cameras that was in that area. All of her witnesses said that I never grabbed her ass, and he still tried to get me to sit there and say that I grabbed her ass to get me in trouble type of shit. So fuck that motherfucker, man. He's a piece of fucking shit. Fuck you. Like that motherfucker really like that's like just awful shit at that point. But real quick, I was thinking earlier how I think a big downside to like the internet, like social media and all this shit, is that there's no. I think well, in one way, there's a lot of knowledge, but there's not a lot of wisdom, right? Everything's you can't gain wisdom from a 10-second YouTube clip, some shit like that. You can gain knowledge from a 10-second YouTube clip, but you can't gain wisdom, right? So the saying, I replied to somebody's comment, I can't remember now because every day is just meshed in together, but I said how it goes back to the saying, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing to never put a tomato in a fruit salad, right? Like, and I think that that's where just social media and knowledge is I think that's just where we kind of are now. It's just there's no room for a proper balance of knowledge versus wisdom. I don't think we'll really get there until we find a way to like implant shit in our head. Because I truly believe that it's gonna happen eventually. Like the methods of learning that we have now from just like reading or listening to audiobooks or like, things like that. I truly do believe that one day it's going to get to the point where will just have Google in our fucking head, kind of thing. Like, we'll just be able to just acknowledge, look up anything we want to, like, in our brain, kind of thing, some kind of way. I think it's going to eventually get to that point. I strongly believe that it's not there now, of course, but I think it's going to get to that point where knowledge in the situation that we see it is going to be a thing of the past. When it happens, it's going to be like old shit. I really believe that it's going to get to that point. But until then, and even with that, I think technology, the technology age that we're in now with the internet, right? And the internet's only really been a thing for the last 15 years, where it's been like accessible to to people. Um, it's really gone the way of lack of wisdom, right? Like, you can gain knowledge from a 10-second TikTok video or some shit like that, but you can't gain wisdom from it of knowing. Like I said, it goes back to the saying, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing to not put tomato in a fruit salad, right? You don't see, and just because I could tell you that, you still have to go off and think about it, right? And it take longer than a 10-second YouTube reel to put it together. But is it, hey D, you once said no American music features women in a positive light due to their problematic nature. Here, Yankee Rose is actually a pro-American woman song. Word up, never heard it. Never heard it. But I'll give it a shot though. What's up, Terminator T 800? What's up, man? Ronnie, Elon Musk wants to put his heart is like blocking it. I can't scroll up either. Wants to put a chip in our body. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember hearing that in the brain or something like that. Yeah, I truly believe that it's going to get to that point where the days of reading books to get knowledge and all that's going to be done. It's going to be over. Everything's just going to be just the internet, just in your fucking brain, some kind of way. You'll be able to see it and just download the shit. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna get to that point. Because the only things that's slowing us down now is we actually have to go get to a computer or get to a phone to get it. But the humans, though, we'll figure it out. 80 to goat. That roast was A1 on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, man, that dude's a fucking clown, man. But there's a tons, and see, there's tons of clowns. I was thinking about, actually, earlier today. I was thinking about. I remember this clown, this fucking clown, when I was going to Sinclair Community College, and I was working as an ambassador at Sinclair, right? And I remember, because I've told a story about this girl. Her name was Rachel. Rachel's a very common name, so I'm not worried about you can't find her. He was really, this clown was really into this girl Rachel, right? And the thing is, Rachel, I'm pretty sure Rachel ended up liking me, because the girlfriend that I just mentioned a while back, I ended up moving in with her, and she told me that Rachel liked me. Like, she's like, Rachel, she's really into you, type of thing. And I never lied. She was a cute girl, but I never really cared for her. But she was cool, and she was an attractive woman. Well, I remember one time this fucking clown, he comes down, like, I'm the ambassador, right? So as an ambassador of a school, you pretty much would just give tours of this. I gave a lot of tours, and sit at a desk, essentially at an information desk, right? And that's what I did as an ambassador while I wasn't tutoring, because I had both of those work study jobs at the same time, and I would bounce back and forth for a while. And I remember this fucking clown comes, for some reason he was trying to impress Rachel, and he comes down and he starts calling me Wendy, right? And my name's Wendell, and he goes, well, "Hey Wendy, how's it going?" And he would, in front of Rachel, trying to impress Rachel. I said, "Yo, what the fuck did you just call me?" Oh, he's all, "Just calm down, Wendy. I'm just playing." Like, that's not my fucking name. Stop calling me Wendy. And he's trying to impress Rachel sitting at the desk. So I stand up, and we stand up face to face. Like, "Stop, don't call me fucking Wendy." And I'm like, and then he starts turning red and starts getting all shaky and says, "Well, I'm just playing," and walks off, right? So what the clown didn't know was he worked in financial aid. I think it was financial aid. He worked in one of those offices back there. What the clown didn't know was Rachel came back and showed me all the text messages that he sent to her later, talking about how I was being mean and I was a jerk. Like, dude was a fucking clown, man. he texted the bitch. I'm being a jerk and I'm being. This motherfucker came up to me, calling me Wendy out of nowhere. I don't even talk to this motherfucker like that, right? I guess he tried to like impress the bitch or something like that, right? So he fucked around and started turning red and got all shaky and walked off, right? So the 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 finisher was like years later, right? I remember I went to the bank. At this point, I had progressed in education. I was getting more and more, accomplishments in life, and I was moving up. And I went to my bank, and when I go in my bank, it was on the rough side of town, and it was a security guard, and it was him. It was him. He was a security guard in the fucking bank, right? He went from a financial aid office in it, you know what I mean, in college administration to a fucking security guard, dude, as a 9 to 5. That's a hit. Uh, But everybody I would fall into it with. Like, here's the thing, man. Out of everybody I was in community college with, that was a really hard time because that working class working there's a certain working class I'm trying to talk about. He was a certain that whole world was just filled with those people. And here's the thing, out of all those people, as far as I know, I'm the only one that actually even made it out of Ohio, right? If I randomly look up any of them on Facebook, they still in going to Blind Bob's. So if you know Dayton, Ohio, you know Blind Bob's. Right? If you go out in Dayton, Ohio, you know what Blind Bob's is. They still hanging out at Blind Bob's. They still walking down. I forget the name of the street Blind Bob's is on. But they still going down. Here, look, matter of fact, let's do this. I'll show you where all of them are going. Hang on, blind. And they all still sitting out there stuck. The hell is this? Yeah, I forget what's the street name. They all hanging out when they want to go out. These motherfuckers, they all sitting down stuck on this street. Here's Blind Bob's right here. See how it has that little outdoor part where you go out there and drink? That's where all them motherfuckers, and they all still stuck out there. All them motherfuckers. Because I didn't get along with very many people in community college. I didn't start getting along with people until I started getting off to like bachelor's and masters. That's when I actually started to, I felt myself begin to get along with people. But at community college, that was just, that was a rough time. But yeah, this is where I would say at least 85% of everybody I went to college, they all stuck going out on this street. And this is some little strip, some little sex shop right here. It's just like a reject area, man. Like that's all it is. This whole street is just, it doesn't look that bad, but take it from me, man. This shit is just this street. Now I used to go shopping at this Goodwill when I was in community college. This is a Goodwill right here on the corner, and I used to get a lot of clothes out of here. I remember. Oh, I'm trying to zoom in just right. So yeah, I used to go here to go shopping at the secondhand at the Goodwill. So if you're in America, you know what Goodwill is. Goodwill is just a secondhand like donation place, like a thrift store. You would say well, in Czech you call it a bazaar, but I think when the further east you go, a bazaar just means like shops. So bazaar is not a good word to use. But yeah, this is where all of them are stuck at in Dayton, Ohio. They all, when they want to go out, this is the street you go on to go find something that's popping. And they all stuck here, man. They can't get out. They stuck, right? What's up, Jen? Glad you tuned in, man. Hope your hobby's going all right, man. I remember you remember we had the video chat. That was a while ago. This was before the baby was even born. We had a video chat. You showed me your hobby, growing stuff. Hope it's going all right. It's going. I don't see how any man can think talking shit about another man to a woman would get him. Oh yeah, Delonte. Yeah, man, he was one of them clowns. He came down there trying to call me Wendy, and I had to check him in front of her. And yeah, I would show you that bank I went to, but I don't know where. It's been so long since I've been out. I even looked in Dayton, Ohio. But yeah, this is Blind Bob's. So you go on Blind. This place is just, oh my, I just feel sick even looking at this shit now. From my perspective, like this just makes me feel sick looking at it. Just I spent so much time down there from like what 2009 to 2000 maybe 10 11 ish. Oh, here's another sad story, man. I remember, I mean, like they were all like most of the people I went to college with, they were just rejects in community college, man. Like complete. But the thing was like they thought they were cool, right? So another big thing that would happen would be there would be a lot of community college guys or girls who would be like in the singing and acting, and they were the shit at a community college. But then they tried to go off to like Wright State, and they just get like annihilated, right? And they get kicked back out. But I remember when I went back to Ohio the first time, and because I kept my flat, a friend of mine was living in my flat, and I kept the flat. I remember when I went back to America the first time, there was a bank across the street, and I had to because I needed quarters to do laundry because I didn't have they didn't have a laundry dryer hookup in that flat, so I had to go across the street to get quarters from the bank, right? And when I go in there, it was this cute girl that would have never even looked in my direction in college, and she's the bank teller, right? But she knew who I was. She remembered me as soon as I walked in. But I could never talk to her back in college. She was she was out of my league, right? So we got to talking, and it was just so awkward. But long story short, she was saying, "Yeah, I'm still working on my degree though." Still, she says, "I'm still working on my degree though. I'm almost done." It had been at this point, it had been 7 years, 8 years out of a 2 year college. But she get like my entire perspective on college and okay, in America we call it all college, but outside of America they call it like university to separate it, but we call it college. My entire perspective was just warped as fuck in those years. It really was. It was just warped as fuck. I live in Pittsburgh. That place looks similar to what they got out here. Yeah, the Oregon District. That's the name of this place. Oregon. This street is called Oregon. This area is called Oregon District. Now, if you go out here, because there's a barbecue joint up here on the corner, and there's a record store here. Yeah, here's the record store, Omega Records or something like that. Yeah. And so if you go out here, there's a barbecue joint on the left. I hope it's still here. Yeah, here it is. Barbecue joints right here. And it was, I think it was pretty fucking expensive too for what it was. But you go back here, like these are like the people who think that they live almost in like a I don't want to say like a New York City, but I don't know how you would quite put this, but they think that they're living in like the hot shit of the area kind of thing. Like this is like where the cool people think they you mean that type of thing. I mean it looks nice though. I'm gonna say it looks bad, but it's Dayton, Ohio. Like it's Dayton, Ohio, dude. Like everybody most of the people they just ended up stuck here and they couldn't get out. They just all ended up stuck. And the other weird part is you don't see anybody walking around at all. That's America. We don't walk at all. Even in the streets like this, you don't see anybody outside walking. When was this taken? 2022. So yeah, it's not like it was during COVID. I never even gone this way. Oh, I didn't even know that's where they came out at. I never knew. Oh, that's where I. Because we ate here one time. I had this one like beautiful bitch. Her family ran this. They worked all in here. It was one of them Asian bitches. I can't remember her name, but that bitch was beautiful. Thai Nine. Thai Nine. Now that was a good restaurant. I haven't been there, of course, in like 7 years. Or not yeah, at least 7 years, because I've been in Europe for 7 years. So it's been 10 years at least since I've been there. But Thai Nine was a good place. I can recommend Thai Nine. I had a beautiful Asian bitch out of there too. I don't even remember seeing this side of the street. I don't remember any like a lot of this shit. I don't remember. Um, but I remember Thai Nine, and I remember yeah, this was like the kind of higher class restaurant you would go to. I mean, where clean motherfuckers would actually go. But the rest of that shit was like motherfuckers was stuck in life. The entire between this place and Tie Nine, the rest of that street was just is just mother. It's filled with motherfuckers that's just stuck, and they can't get out. And the highlight of their week is if Hardee's put cheddar cheese on some chicken nuggets or not. I mean that type of shit. What's up, Xavier? Thanks. Oh, what happened? Hey, D, just an update. I got my first degree black belt. What the fuck? And I hope I pronounced it right. Don Jitsu Ryu. I'm sure I pronounced that horribly wrong. After doing a 3 day straight exam, I'm looking to take my business and makeup artistry to the next level. That is giving courses. Yo, do that shit, man. And I tell you what, man. Cause first off, congratulations. I personally I'm horrible with compliments in any kind of way because I just move. I don't think like that. So like, but I do want to say congratulations. But forewarning, I'm terrible with sounding into it or anything like that because I'm just really bad with compliments in any way. But congratulations, one. And two, you can take that knowledge anywhere and start teaching. You can do that anywhere. You can come here and do it. You know what I mean? You can go. You can take that shit anywhere and do it. So yeah, like yo, you got it, man. Congratulations with that. 80s videos helped me during a rough time when I lost my mentor. Oh, well, thanks, man. That means a lot. Damn, that means a lot. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. My thing is like just get up and just move. Man, I had a bad maybe 3 weeks. These last about 3 weeks. Because I told my girl, I said, because I never told her, but about once a year I have a bad two to one. Usually about it lasts about 1 to 3 weeks, right? Where just everything goes wrong and nothing I do if I'm gonna break everything, right? Or the world just like comes to the conclusion to fuck me over. I always have about and it always lasts about 1 to 3 weeks, right? And I just went through it. I think I just went through it for about the last 2 to 3 weeks. I just have a but my, where I start to even lose faith in myself. But now I've been through it enough. Now I just know like you just have to just keep moving. Like don't pay attention to being punched in the face, downfall, whatever. Just keep moving, man. So like yeah, but what I want to say is like yeah, you got it, Xavier. You got the skills. You're good. You are good. You can do that, and you can go anywhere with that, and just put up flyers or open a Facebook. Go to some Facebook group wherever you at, and just put the ad up there. Anything, anything. If you're in another country, put the ad up in their language and say in English courses. You got it, man. You got it. Hi, D. Coach Greg Adams says no woman is out of your league, just out of your price range. Is there truth to that? Yeah, yeah. Joseph, yeah, I agree with that. I always agree with everything Coach. I used to watch Coach Greg Adams years ago. Him, King's Riches, and that's crazy that I end up talking to. I got his number in my phone. I've been meaning to write him forever. I just have a horrible fucking memory. I used to watch King Riches back like year when I was living in Chescalipa. I used to watch him. I used to watch Coach Greg Adams. I used to watch Donovan Sharp. Some guys I felt like they were just kind of just mad and bitter. Um, so and I'm not gonna bring their names up, but yeah, I usually agreed with most everything that those guys that the guys I mentioned said. Like Coach Greg Adams was I just feel like he wouldn't like me, and I've always said that. I just always felt like maybe if we were like to meet like in person at a bar or something, but like I feel like the dude wouldn't like me. Like I would love to hang out with him, but I just feel like he wouldn't like me. Like I feel like he would think that I would judge him for some weird reason. Like because I've had issues like that before where people think I'm judging them and really I really don't care like that. It's not like a big thing, you know. What's up, Bernard King? What's up, Mo? 80 saw that live stream on Goo. Yeah, that shit was ridiculous. That degree looked fake. Yo, the first thing my girl said when she seen it, yeah, she said, "Look, I think he printed that out." That's the first thing she said when she seen it. Cause I showed her the video, and and you know what's crazy? After that, like, I tell you, we was laughing, but I was like legit like fucked up because the only thing that gets me fucked up and riled up is just stupid, like a lack of awareness on reality type of thing, or like really that's it. Like Barbie triggered my alcoholism. That situation pretty much triggered my alcoholism, but I didn't let it take me over, kind of thing. But we were also laughing a bit. That dude's a fucking clown. And then I was getting swarmed with messages and this and that, and from all of a sudden all these other people know law. All of a sudden everybody knows laws because this guy has a law degree. Now everybody thinks they know law now because they're getting tidbits on YouTube. Like yeah, that was ridiculous. But that ended up being more comedy than anything. Because coincidentally after the dude see my Instagram page, then he's like, yeah, he's gonna shut the fuck up, or he's gonna try to take some snippet here or there to try to roast me on, kind of thing. But look, dude, like my Instagram page speaks for itself. Yeah, so there. That's all I have to say about it. And just mic drop right there. Yeah, that dude's a fucking clown. AD, would you mind trying a flash game called Decision Medieval on stream? I bet you'll like it. It's a free game. Yeah, I would try it. Yeah, I'd happily try it. The thing is, I don't have. I when I play on PC, I don't have. I usually play with my PS4 controller, and but I don't have my PS4 right now because the buddy of mine, he's going through a divorce and his dog died, and he really liked my PS. He really liked the VR headset. He was always real into that. Like every time he came over, he had to play the VR headset, right? Like it was one of them things. So I knew he was like real. He was real into it. So he said, "Yeah, man, it's going to be the holidays, and I don't have my kids. I'm going to be alone. Like, can I just use the headset, throughout the holidays for when I'm home and alone, because I don't want to feel lonely and all that shit." So yeah, man, like, of course, dude, like, take it, man. Like, what's 2 months without a PlayStation for me, right? Like, who knows? I might fuck around and say fuck it and buy a PS5. Like, who knows what may happen, right? Speaking about PS5, that Grand Theft Auto trailer dropped. And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't impressed. But here's the thing. Like, I really thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was going to be a piece of shit. Like, I didn't think that would. I thought Spider-Man just killed every game that could have came out after. But Red Dead Redemption was a slow burn, and I fell in love with it at the end. So I just hope Grand Theft Auto can take what they put into the civilians, all that effort they put into that, like how they react and respond, and put that in the GTA 6. Then I think they could really have something. But they have to take what they learned at least from Red Dead Redemption 2 and just put cars in it, and I think that'd be enough to keep it great. But I'm sure they worked on something else to add on. But the whole again, man, like my thing was GTA is like that whole theory of drive to somewhere, sex joke, kill somebody, follow somebody, escape police, and you just do that like on repetition for like 40 hours. It's just stale. I think, and I've been saying it for a while. It's stale. I didn't like Grand Theft Auto 5. I thought 5 was a horrible. I thought it was terribly overrated. For what I was waiting the whole time for it to get good, and it never got good to me. Um, I didn't like 4 either. I thought 4 was just. I want to go back and play 4 now from my perspective. Now I think it may be good now to me, but at the time I didn't like 4 either. San Andreas and Vice City. Those were two experiences, right? GTA 3 was an experience too because that was the first game ever like that. Um, because I still remember when I first played GTA 3, man. I was at my dad was dating this woman, and she had a son in college, and he was just driving in the game, and I was watching him play it, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad looking driving game. It could look a little better, but it's not, it's all right. And then this motherfucker got out the car right? This motherfucker gets out of the car and starts walking around and pulls out a gun. I'm like, yo, back when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, there was no game that did that shit. Either you was in the car the whole time or you were out the car the whole time. There was no, it was like when Devil May Cry came out, when he had guns and he could just switch auto, you could make him switch to the sword and just bounce and just switch in and out. Like that, it had never been done before. So GTA 3 was an experience all within its own right because there was just nothing else like that at the time. Then Vice City had a great story and atmosphere, and then San Andreas was just like it was a good story, but it's like all the like you can get fat, get skinny, get stronger, learn different fighting techniques, get join gangs, get up stamina for shooting. Then you can hold double barrel shot, two shotguns. You would have to get your motorcycle skills up. You had to get your pilot's license. It was just so much you can do in San Andreas that it just blew all the other ones out the water to me. There was just no comparison. Yeah, yeah. San Andreas was mine. What was your favorite GTA? San Andreas. Prev Smith. San Andreas. By far, there's no comparison. San Andreas. I really hope that they add that mechanic in the six with them being able to get fat or skinny and all that. Like I really want them to put like I don't know why they left it out. I don't know why they ever took it out. I think that's something that they just should have put in there and left in there, right? And we don't go backwards from this at all. So yeah, let's watch this first video real fast. We up, yeah. So what's this? Single ladies in church with wedding gowns. What? Let's turn it off just in case I might get copyright or something. They're in church with wedding gowns to pray for husbands. Wow. What do you? Oh, you talking about Rana? Okay. So let's watch this real fast.
In my 60s, people think that no one looks at you anymore. And the truth of the matter is, I have just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did. There isn't that thing when you walk in the room that every guy goes, ooh, because you're not as easy as you were when you were young. And men recognize that's why they don't look at you as much. It's not because you're not as hot. You're not as easy to and you're not as easy to get rid of, and you're not as easy to keep quiet. You're not as easy to dump afterwards. You're not as easy to be a side piece. It's not that you're not as hot. You're hotter.
No.
Because
no,
you're more
not.
relaxed.
No,
you're
you're
less
not.
concerned about, do I look great? You know you look great. It's not because you're not as anything. It's just because you're not as easy.
Oh, easy prey.
I'm in my...
No, that is completely wrong. That's okay. Okay. Every single man on earth will agree that a young, beautiful, hot, attractive woman, a young woman is one of a young when she's just naturally she's just genuinely stunning because she's 20, right? And she's tight and she doesn't even have to put on makeup or she doesn't have to do her hair. It's just how she just the curve in her calves to her thighs and when she just puts on anything tight, that is intimidating. Now that can be intimidating, right? Because she's just so beautiful. Like 20-year-old girls can be so beautiful it hurts, right? Every guy can agree to this. That's like that is more scary than an older women. You not okay. People aren't looking at you like that because you older. Now, in reality, an older woman is gonna be the easier woman, right? And typically because that younger girl, from her memory of being the younger girl, she was bouncing around on the exact cocks that she wanted to bounce around on. So from her perspective, she thinks that 20-year-old girls are easy. No, well, 20-year-old girls are easy to the specific cocks that they want to feel like they want to jump on. Yeah, to those guys, 20-year-old girls are easy, right? But to the vast majority of men out there, that 20-year-old girl is literally in the top position, and she has her choice, and she don't have to pick me at all because she has tons of options, right? That are lined up waiting to marry her right off the bat and have kids with her, right? A younger woman is not easy to the vast majority of men. She's easy to the men that she wants, but she's not easy to the vast majority. If a guy's not an 8 out of 10, a 20-year-old girl is not easy. Right? An 8 out of 10 and whatever, and however he gets up to that 8 out of 10, whether it's his looks or height or money or muscles, whatever that woman's thing is, that guy has to be an 8 out of 10. That guy has to be better than her for whatever she's looking for. See, this is why you don't listen to women. This is exactly why you don't listen to women when it comes to dating advice, reality on anything. You have to. You just can't listen because she's never known reality. She's Sharon Stone, dude. How much reality do you think she knows when it comes to dating and men? Define reality to her. What is reality to, let's say an attractive woman? What is reality in dating to an attractive woman? I'll tell you what it is. It's dressing up, putting on makeup, hoping there's not a prettier bitch hoping there's not a prettier bitch than you who can sit down in a room and get that higher quality man before you can by catching his attention by looking at you. That's reality. That's reality. You don't, as a Sharon Stone, don't have to walk up and approach nobody. None of that. She doesn't know it. She doesn't know any more about reality than Dua Lipa or you know what I mean, or the girl who works at Star. It doesn't matter, right? Sharon Stone has just as much reality on the realistic dynamics between men and women as the hooker walking down 3rd Street sucking dick for $5 and a McDouble. Both of them in the same position. One of them just a little cleaner than the other one. That's all. You can't listen to women when they. You just can't. You can't listen to them, man. So this is gonna be an elaboration on it. Let me catch up on these. Yeah. Here's Yo, yeah, Mr. Moji. Yeah, you see this in this. Yeah. So here we're gonna go in, and she looks good for 65. I never found her attractive. I never watched all of Basic Instinct though, but I've never really. She's never been my type. But she was like a sex symbol, I think, for a while. Like her, I'm trying to think of the other woman's name. I can't think of her name, but it was a few older white women who were. What was the one in Coming to America? What was her name? Because she was cute when she was younger. I mean, hang on. This is gonna be the new one. It was some. Oh, I don't know who she was. But she was famous too. I think it was Coming to America, the original. Now I'm really curious. I can't think of her. She was, because I think this is the new movie they're looking at that I got up. Yeah, I can't think of her name. So is this the same? Let's play this real quick. I think this might be the same video.
That no one looks at you anymore. And the truth of the matter is, I have just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did. There isn't that thing.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, okay, let's define I have just as many people who want to sleep with me now. Okay. Let's really, really, really define what that actually means from the perspective of a woman, right? The only men who exist to women are men who are in the top of their game, in the top of the league, right? Of men, right? So when she was 20, 25, 30, yeah, there was a certain caliber of men and a certain quantity of a certain caliber of men who would eyeball her, stare at her, ask her name from a friend and all that shit. Like, yeah, those quality of men were looking at her, right? Well, she's gone down about 4 notches because she's 65. Let's just be real about it. She's 65. She's gone down a few notches, right? And yet, in that world of where she's been deduced in physical attractiveness, yeah, like she still is gonna. This is why I say every woman has a certain pool of men to pick from. Every from zeros to tens. It's just where she fell down in the list. So she's not lying, but I think she's not lying. She's telling the truth, but she's trying to overinflate it as if she's gained value or as if she's maintained her true value, right? It's like selling a car, right? Let's say because 50 Cent had some like beef with some dude, some little rapper dude. I can't remember who he was, right? And what happened was the rapper dude had bought a 10-year-old Bugatti, right? And 50 broke down a reality on what happens when you buy a 10-year-old Bugatti. He's gonna catch hell. Whoever sold it was looking for a fool to buy it because whoever can afford a Bugatti is just gonna go buy a new Bugatti or a new. They're not gonna buy a 10-year-old Bugatti, right? So the guy was gonna catch hell trying to sell that 10-year-old Bugatti when he was done with it, right? But there is a group of people who will still buy that Bugatti. It's not gonna be the motherfuckers who can afford to buy a new one, right? There's still gonna be a certain amount of motherfuckers that's gonna buy that Bugatti, right? For whatever reason, right? And I think that's the part that Sharon Stone is leaving out is that yeah, you do have just as many men trying to fuck you, but it's not the same men, it's not the same caliber of man as when you were 20. It's trying to we have to make that clear up front, right? That's the magical part that she left out, right? Maybe it's to save her self esteem, whatever. I don't know, but that's the main part she left out. A woman who's literally a fucking vegetable in a hospital has dudes trying to fuck her because she just has the body of woman. It's not Sharon Stone. It's nothing that you did. You see, this is the other part that women have to understand. It's nothing that you did that was just so fucking amazing that makes guys want to fuck you. It was literally biology. You know what I mean? It was biology and extra points if you just took a bath, right? That's it. Women have to get over this thing like they actually had some input on biology. You know what I mean? There has to. I really wish that women would come to this realization, like, yo, like, I didn't do this. This is biology. Men want to fuck me because I'm literally the body of woman. Like that's why. Right? Says plenty of men. Yeah, what's this? Yeah. Says plenty of men want to have sex with her, hotter than ever. Yeah. So the first part is true. Yeah, there's gonna be men from all. Yeah, men will want to fuck her. But this part is false. Let's just be real about it. This part is false with a capital PH. This part is false with a capital PH. But she's not bad looking. Anyway, let's read this. In their basic instinct. Let me make sure that the audio's still working. With a capital PH. So, it says, in their basic instinct, Sharon Stone revealed Tuesday that she has just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did. Yeah. Well, I just explained the reality on that. Okay. I think I'm hotter now more than... Let me zoom in on this. I think I'm hotter now more than I've ever been. Stone 65 said while appearing on the podcast Lady Gang. They should have just stopped you right there. Like, no, don't even lie to yourself like that. because you know this ain't, you know this is false with a capital PH. We know this is false with a capital PH. Just stop it. Just stop. All right, it is what it is. People age. It happens. Accept it. But you trying to say that'd be like EDP for eat that pussy 4 or 5 times. Like, yeah, man, I'm skinny I'm skinnier than I ever been. Motherfuckers look at what? Don't stop, dude. You are not skinny, EDP. Don't even try that shit. You were cool. I think you were cool, dude. Even though you getting caught fucking with teenage bitches, but you not like if he tried to come out, it'd be like me. It'd be like me growing putting put one of them toupees on, be like, yeah, my hair look as good as it ever did. Like, no, that's not your hair, bro. Like, stop it. Just stop. It's not you. Well, okay, correct. She says, I think I'm hotter. Well, I get, okay. Since she says, I think I'm hotter, I can let that slide. You can think whatever you want to think. I can think I'm 6'8". But that shit ain't true. I mean, I can think my name is Pablo. She says, I'm in my 60s. People think that no one looks at you anymore, Stone said. And the truth of the matter is I have just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did. The actress continued. There isn't that thing when you walk into the room that every guy goes, ooh, because you're not as easy as you were when you were young. Yeah, oh God, yeah. No. Nobody's going to ooh over an older wrinkly woman. Now, she still, again, she doesn't look bad for. I think she looks great for 65. I think she looks great for 65. But nobody's going to go in there and be like, ooh, over a 65-year-old bitch. Nobody's going to do that, right? Now, on the flip side, let Donald Trump walk in that room and bitches going to go, ooh, right? but an older woman and some 30-year-old men, they not gonna go ooh over you. Cause see, this is the explanation of what the true core of what the exchange is between the sexes, right? See, if Donald Trump or Elon Musk or anybody who's relatively older, over 30, 35, if an older man walks in the room, but he's established himself, them younger bitches gonna go, ooh, who is that? And he pull up with some security, or a nice car or some shit like that. Now bitches will go, ooh, because they got something, they can see something they can exploit out of that. But you put any 65-year-old woman in a room, ain't too many younger dudes, ain't too many established people gonna look at you and go, ooh. They'd be like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, hooking up with her, but I'm not gonna expend any energy on this shit. She better be acting right up front. That's what it is, right? I didn't know that's what EDP stood. Yeah, eat that pussy 445. That's what it. Yeah. That's what I just remember because I think Tosh.0 made him famous, I think. Or maybe he was famous before Tosh.0, but Tosh.0 like had a whole skit on him, and I think I'm pretty sure he gained popularity off that. But because Tosh.0 would like go off and find like random people on like YouTube and shit like that, and like crack jokes on them or something. He was I wonder what happened to Tosh.0, man. He was a funny dude, man. I really liked him. I wonder what happened to Tosh.0, Tosh 2.0, whatever that motherfucker's name was. I thought he was a real funny dude. I really enjoyed him, man. We used to watch him back in 2007-ish, 2008-ish, I think. I really liked him, man. Anyway, let's get back to this story. According to the Basic Instinct star, that is what may cause men to avoid engaging with older women. It is not because you're not as hot, the Catwoman actor stated. She was in Catwoman? You're not as easy to fuck, you're not as easy to get rid of, and you're not as easy to keep quiet. Yeah, see. Well, I already explained this. This is just horrifically wrong. I've already explained that. When a woman look, there is nothing more scary for guys to work up confidence to try to get in and talk to and hang around and be with than a 25-year-old, a 20 or 25-year-old hot, attractive woman. That'll make any man's heart start to beat funny and fast if he got to go over there and just look at the bitch and try to talk to her, right? Because they be so beautiful, it just be hard. It's hard to look at them sometimes, right? Then when she gets older, they're the reason why they're not. No, Sharon, let's get this. We have to get this straight. The reason why men are oogling over you is because you're not as hot. You're not as hot. That's why. It has nothing to do with you're not easy to fuck and all. Look, fucking a 60-year-old bitch is not on any. That is on nobody's top priority list. All right, there is no motherfucker out there who wakes up and be like, yeah, I can't wait to get some of that 60-year-old pussy. There is no man on. Okay, there might be some in the kink field. Like I get that, but okay, outside of that kink, like there is no motherfucker when the man is 120. There is no man who walks out there. If you hook up any man to a lie detector test, right, and be like, have you ever in your life looked forward to some 60-year-old pussy? Right? If you had the chance to get with something younger, no. Stop playing yourself, Sharon Stone. It's over. Like it's done. No, nobody. No, you're not on anybody's top list anymore. Now, if you act like you got some sense, a motherfucker might fuck with you. But no. There is nobody who's waking up going, yeah, that's what yeah. If I had to, go walk around Show Park. Go walk around a fucking brothel, right? And go to Show Park in a let's do this real fast. Let's go. Let's go to Show Park, right? So, homepage. Let's do this. So let's say you see bitches in here looking like this, right? And you walking down all the rooms, and there's bitches in there looking like this, right? And they dressed up clean, and then you see a bitch like this. This is which one gonna be your first option to pick from? Is it gonna be some young, youthful? But I'm scared. The fuck? No, just stop the act. She need to go hang out with Goob You Two, and they just be buddies together because both of them lying to themselves. Just stop. You're making a fool out yourself in life, just in life in general. Just be like, ooh, what man is gonna walk in a room and see these bitches be like, nah, bruh, you know what I want for real? I want Sharon Stone. Like, no. But I'm too scared to talk to her because she's not an easy fuck. Yeah, I'm too scared to talk to Sharon Stone because she's not an easy fuck. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with these because I'm more scared of Sharon. Think about how dumb that shit sounds, man. Her and Goob You Two, y'all need to start a podcast together because both of y'all dumb as fuck. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm scared of Sharon Stone because she's not easy to fuck. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and fuck. I'm gonna run over here with these bitches. Does that shit even sound right to you, man? Think. Does this even sound right? Where are you getting this logic from, Sharon Stone? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, no, bro. You know what? I really be wanting Sharon Stone. Hold on. Let's go. You know what? Let's look at her face because this ain't edited. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I really be wanting Sharon Stone for real. I love them. I love that wrinkly skin. I really be wanting that. But yo, she might turn me down and all that. So I'm too scared. I'm too scared to fuck with her. So I'm gonna go over here because they gonna be much easier to fuck with. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Stop it. LaRue Pierce, Goob YouTube, Sharon Stone, y'all motherfuckers need to be in. Y'all need to just start your own group called the Dingbats. You just and just start talking. Just open your mouth and just start talking. Like that shit would be a hit. That'd be a fucking hit. I'm out this wine. We got this as a gift. Old Porter, rich sweet wine. I just drank it was only a little bit of it in there, but whatever this is. But you're hotter. It's not that you're not as hot. You're hotter, yeah. This is sad. Look. Oh my God. And then they put, oh God. I think I'm hotter now more than I've ever been. Yeah, I don't know why they let you even keep talking after that. Stone revealed Tuesday that she has just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did. Yeah, I'm not doubting that. I'm sure. Oh my God. I'm not doubting it. Like every woman's gonna have a certain. Every woman's gonna have a certain pool of men to pick from for no other reason than she's just a woman. So like I'm not doubting this line. I'm not doubting at all. She's telling the 100% truth on that. Stone thinks being more experienced in life is actually better for the relationship because you're more relaxed, you're less concerned about how you look great. She explained, it's not because you're not because you're not as anything, it's just because you're not as easy. Earlier this month, Stone spoke with Rippa Kelly about how it's perceived as acceptable for men to date women who are so much younger than them. I always liked Rippa Kelly. I always thought she was like just hot in my own kind of way. I always liked Kelly Ripa. What I call Rippa Kelly, Kelly Ripa. I always liked her. What is this? Yeah. The actress said now that there isn't that thing when you walk into the room that every guy's go, okay, yeah. So this was the movie. I never seen it, but this is the movie. Something like she crosses her legs and you can see her pussy or something like that. I've never watched the movie, so I don't know. I mean, she looks like she like one of them recycled looks of like Amber Heard in this. I don't know what she really used to look like because again, I never seen the movie. But like, so here's the thing, like one thing you notice, like if you pay attention to history of like acting or something like that, what tends to happen is there's just here's the part where like see actresses and actors I don't think they're really fully aware of this, but this is a thing that I've noticed is that there's a constant look that happens. So for example, how do I say it? So like in my opinion, she has that kind of like recycled look of like Amber Heard is like a certain facial structure, and it will be another one out like her. You know, there'll be another Amber Heard out in another 10 years, and she'll look a lot like Amber Heard kind of thing. But this happens like everywhere in the world, in every country. I think like you'll find like you know the French version of AD. Somebody there's a dude in France that's walking around looks just like me. Like it all just recycles. All the looks just recycle. And Hollywood does that a lot. She was smoking hot in Total Recall. I had never watched Total Recall. The first one. No, I did. Let me take it back. I did because I remember I was terrified of that ending scene where like their eyes are, like popping out of their head. I still can't watch that. I seen it, but I don't remember what the movie's about. I seen the one with Colin Farrell or whatever. I think Colin Farrell was in it with Kate Beckinsale was his girlfriend or wife or something. I don't even remember what that one was about. Anyway, let's continue. It was true to life. Stone told Rippa 53 after the talk show host revealed that her son would always scoff at how much older her character's love interests were in her early films. These women always were 20, 25, 30 years younger than the men they dated, Stone said. But if we dated someone 10 years younger, we'd be cougars. Ripper then joked that she would have happily set you up with my son right now, and that having her as a daughter-in-law would be the greatest honor for our family. Well, yeah, it's gonna keep her career going. I'm sure Kelly Ripa would like that because now she got some drama going on. Kelly Ripa don't want her son dating no 65-year-old woman. I mean, you fucking crazy. Think about that shit, man. I mean, she don't want her. Not many parents want their kid, man or woman. Not many parents want their sons or daughters dating somebody that much older than them, right? I think that's just the thing we can all agree on. Like if preferred, like if you have a daughter who's like 23, like nobody's gonna want their daughter to marry a fucking 65-year-old dude, right? Like it's gonna be a little awkward, right? It's just the thing. Unless it's Sharon Stone. Like yeah, of course, I'd let my son date Sharon Stone. You know what I mean? That's a boost for his career. You know what I mean? Of course. Sharon Stone revealed she would not date anyone under 45. Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, go for it. While Stone didn't exactly refuse or accept the proposal, she quipped, "It would probably be really good for your ego and mine if I did." Last year, Stone also spoke about one of her exes and how he broke up with her when she refused to get Botox. Phew. I saw him one more time after that, and then he wasn't interested in seeing me anymore, Stone told Vogue Arabia for their September 2022 cover story. "If you don't see me for more than that, you'll you'll please find your way to the exit," she said. Stone was married to writer Michael Greenberg from 1984 to 1987 and journalist Phil Bronstein from 1998 to 2004. Oof. Mm. I mean, hey, do whatever you want to do, but yeah, you walking up in a room looking like this, talking about you got some demands as a woman. Yeah, good luck with that shit. You walking up in here talking about I refused. Yeah, you start that whole sentence out wrong. I refuse. All right, I mean you could refuse it. That's fine. And motherfuckers gonna let you talk shit because you mean motherfuckers gonna let her talk shit because she's Sharon Stone, right? She had a fucking career. She has a name. They gonna let her talk shit because they think they gonna get some money out of talking to her, right? That's why they gonna let her sit up and say wild shit like that. They hope she gonna say more wild shit. Was that P Diddy? What's this? Accused of gang raping 17-year-old schoolgirl and fourth sexual. Look, that shit is. Yeah. See, that that is exactly how you know Puff Daddy must be doing real good in life at this point. Like that's how I take it now. Like I said, with Harvey, one like look, until a man gets a sex case on him, like you are not successful until you're wanted for like rape or some shit. Like, until a bitch until a woman has come out to try to accuse you of rape. That's when you know you are successful. So that thank you New York Post for letting me know that Puff Daddy must be doing great right now because they try and get some money out of him. I'm sure he's doing awesome. See, it's when those rape cases start coming, they start getting quiet. That's when you know that motherfucker must be because that motherfucker must be struggling. Because see, bitches, you mean they ain't out there complaining about a McDonald's worker raping them. They ain't never, ooh, yeah, you know that fucking janitor raped me last week. No, bitches ain't, they never coming out the woodwork saying that shit. It's always when these motherfuckers be you know, they somebodies. You know what I mean? That's when it comes out. So now I know Puff Daddy's career must be doing well. Well, yeah. French AD. Subtuous. I don't know what that means. I think that means something like some type of good. I don't know. But it could be it's a hello, you are great, maybe. or I'm a piece of shit. I don't know. Let me catch one of these comments. Sound like me because I don't care if I'm 65, I'm single, or if I'm single or not, I'm not dating a girl over 30. Does Kratos like powdered milk? Yes. Well, not like powdered milk, but he's drinking powdered formula. But we don't. I've never had powdered milk. But we made him some mashed potatoes yesterday. Last few days we. So here's the thing: when we feed Kratos, we usually make. Well, we kind of switch from like the canned baby food, or we'll make it like homemade. So it's pretty much 50-50 what we feed him. So the last few days we made mashed potatoes and what she calls chicken carbonaki. I don't know what she calls it, chicken carbonaki, but what we do is I just sent my dad a video of her making it because I was making because we were laughing that because American women don't cook much, and I told her American women don't cook, so this is why I'm recording her like shredding it. She was shredding the celery, so she gets like so here's the thing: when she cooks, if me or her cook, we usually I say at least 90% of the time it's all like fresh, fresh, fresh. Like we don't use much boxes or cans. She did make some tomato paste, some tomato sauce a few days ago with a can out of a can, and that's rare for her to do that. Um, but she make chicken carbonaki and mashed potatoes. So with the chicken carbonaki, what she does is she gets shredded, some type of shredded chicken, and it looks like hamburger, like shred, like hamburger meat, and shred the white celery. I'll show you like the white celery ball. Uh, this I'd never seen this before until I came to Europe. Maybe it is in America, and I just never seen it. But this, so celery, there's two different ways celery can grow because I have the plants outside. So this is a form. I have this growing out. Well, it's dead now because it's been snowing here up for the last week. So celery grows like this, or like the way that I grew up with celery was looking like. I thought this was the only celery that existed, but it's actually two different types because I have the two plants outside right now. So I have this growing outside, and this is a different plant. This is not the same. As far as I know, this is not the same plant as this. These are two completely different plants. Just like I have two different parsleys growing. Well, one of them's dying. I could actually bring those in real fast if anybody cares to see. Because one of them's dying. Well, both of them are dying now, but one of them's far worse off, and I really got to throw them out. But yeah, she takes. Hang on. So we shred this up and just mix it together, and then just fry it like a burger, and cut it up for him and mix it in with the mashed potatoes, and because he has teeth now, so he can chew a lot of stuff. Or I'm trying to think, or we'll make like pasta with some type of sauce and just cut it up, or we'll just smash up bananas. I didn't know this because she actually got me hip to something. If you smash up bananas and just keep smashing it, it'll turn into like almost like a pudding, a little less dense, but almost like I didn't know bananas would do that if you just kept smashing them. So yeah, most of the time we usually feed my son. I'll be lying if I say I didn't feed him like the pre-made baby food, because sometimes you just tired, you just don't have food made, and you don't feel like cooking shit. So I definitely will feed him food from a can. But even he doesn't eat. He's a kid, man. It's hard. He's at that age where he's like one. He's 1.5 now, so he's just not even. He's going through that phase of like trying to get him to eat as a whole issue now. But he will eat. I'll put some beef in a crock pot and make like a beef soup with like just potatoes, onions, oil. This cheap cut of beef, but you got to put in a crock pot to make it tender. And he likes that. He eats it. I didn't think he would like it, but everything I don't think either him or his mom would like. They love it. Like we both have like completely different taste buds. Right. That's how you make banana bread, to me at least. Word up. Yeah. That one word you made a mistake on that acronym was all they need. Just cancel your point logic and expertise lesson learned on your part Oh, what's that? What's it? Oh, I missed the first part. Hang on. What's up, AD? When debating a troll like Goob, YouTube, in this modern day internet, if you make one mistake, the troll and his minions will throw all logic. And yeah. Because I think the main part of focus was that I think I said federal instead of family for like the FERPA law or something like that, and that's what everybody like tried to just jump on because I used federal. I think I used federal instead of family was what it was. Because in that law, like your parents can't even check on your school unless you give them permission or they're paying for it. And like that's what you don't know what you're talking about because you said like federal instead of family or some silly shit like that. But yeah, that was just absolute. That's just clown shit, dude. Yeah, that's clown shit. Yeah, and to be honest with you, when I wrote that, I had literally just woken up and I had literally just woken up in the other room, and I opened my phone. I was like scroll, and I was in the feeds, and that video came up. I said, yeah, that's bullshit. Like you can't just randomly just email a school, hello, my name. Not even say who your name is. Just say hello. I just want to know information about a random person. Like get the fuck out. And I did write him. I said like you could have just got lucky and just found an idiot who would just give away government secrets for a candy bar. Those people exist. You could have got lucky, but overall, no, you're not gonna just randomly just write a school. Hello, can I have information on? No, because like I said in the rant, the funny part was I just had this conversation between the VA and my university now. I just had the conversation over phone and email, telling my because the VA wanted to talk to my school. So I told the school, hey, well here, just write my VA counselor. And the school said, oh, sorry, we can't tell them any information about you. And I said, and I had to correct them and say, no, yes, you actually can because they're funding it. And they went quiet for a while, and then they just wrote her. They wrote my VA counselor directly. So, because I kept having to play middleman between the school and the VA, and this is the military, dude. Like, this is literally the U.S. military. They wouldn't give my university would not give information to the U.S. military without me saying, no, go ahead and do it. Right? I just had this conversation with them, and then this fucking clown. It's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. Thomas, what's it say? He said, you're 100% right. And it's just like when you argue with a woman when she's losing, she brings up how you cheated on her in high school. Yeah. Or you got a big nose, or that's why your feet look a little long in them shoes. It's just some goofy shit. Unbelievable shit. Speaking of food, one YouTuber said why veggie foods aren't popular. Veggie foods aren't popular in the U.S. is due to how they're cooked. Indian veggie food is really good. Yeah. And well, in the U.S., we do a lot more frozen in America too, and frozen vegetables don't taste. In my opinion, a lot of frozen vegetables don't taste anywhere near as good as just fresh. Frozen food, if frozen vegetables, they just I mean you can still prepare it to make it taste good, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, like I think it's just easier, quicker to just get like a fresh vegetable and then cook it or use it, something like that. But in America, we do a lot more frozen, a lot more frozen food. Because actually a few days ago, here's how my life plays out, right? So my girl, she grew up in Italy, but she's Czech. And so this is one thing. Actually, hang on. Let me grab it. It's right here. So in my flat, let me move this over. Well, it's fine. In my flat, there's these people. They always leave out like little things for kids or something like that. So I seen this book, right? Let me move this mouse. I seen this book. I said, Tom and Jerry, y'all had that over here, and it's in Czech, right? Can you see that? Hang on. Yeah, there. So it's in Czech, right? I was like, y'all got Tom and Jerry. And she goes, yeah. We got Tom and Jerry. Yeah, it came over here, and And so we had a whole conversation about like how the theme music sound and everything, right? Like, because it was in Italian, it was in Czech. I said I had never heard, because I remember it's the Tom and Jerry kids. It was something totally different, bro. They had some like, what the fuck is this shit? So I called my dad, and we end up on the phone. So we talked about, languages and all that. So like, see, this like my everyday life is like some shit happened, right? Like, I very rarely just have like a super a dumb super slow day, right? Something always kicks off for some reason and ends up happening. I completely forgot why I brought this up. I completely forgot why I even brought this up. Fuck. Why did I bring this up? I can't remember. Oh, but y'all wanna know what's crazy? As an American, so I'm a little older though, but when I was a kid, I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but every Saturday morning, Looney Tunes would be on. Looney Tunes was like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, um, um, Porky Pig. My boy, I used to love Foghorn Leghorn. Y'all motherfuckers know who Foghorn Leghorn was? That was I used to love him. Foghorn. That was my boy. He was this big ass. That y'all remember Foghorn Leghorn? And oh wait, I didn't mean to. Oh shit, what did I just do? Oh, I lost the screen. Okay. That was my boy. I used to love Foghorn Leghorn. Like, I say. Foghorn Leghorn and Pepe Le Pew. That motherfucker was ridiculous too. But when they used to play Looney Tunes, that shit used to be on for like 3 hours, man. It was tons of characters. It wasn't just Bugs Bunny and them. It was tons. I was trying to tell my girl, like, yeah, you don't know Looney Tunes? Yeah, Curtis Jackson. Yeah, I say. Yeah, and it was a loop, but it was like tons of characters. It was like all types of skits, man, and it used to last like it felt like it used to last for like 3 or 4 hours, and it was maybe only like an hour and a half because I was a kid. That shit lasts forever for me. But so we was watching Netflix. And they got a new Looney Tunes, right? I said, oh yeah, it's Looney Tunes. And she don't know who Bugs Bunny is. I'm like, yo, how the fuck do you not know? Do you know who Mickey Mouse? She goes, yeah, I know Mickey Mouse. Yeah, but she don't know who Bugs Bunny is. I was like, so I got to explain her who all these motherfuckers are. And it's still great. Like, Bugs Bunny, I love Bugs Bunny. I love Daffy Duck. Elmer Fudd, he was another one. All of them, man. All of them was cool. Because I remember in the old Bugs Bunnies, like, he was kind of dumb. Well, he went from, he kind of, first he was kind of serious, then he was kind of dumb. Then he was like smart. And Wile E. Coyote, Tex Avery, yep, Tex Avery, yep. Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner, all them motherfuckers. I don't think she knows who any of them was. So it's crazy, like, how much, like, I was trying to tell her about Archie Bunker. She doesn't know who Archie Bunker is. So I don't think Archie Bunker made it over here because I try to tell people over here about him and they don't know who he is. But they know who like, so for example, they have Home Improvement. It's called Kutil Tim, which is like Handyman Tim, which is really weird because if you watch Home Improvement, when the show comes on, it literally says Home Improvement as it's coming on, but they call it Kutil Tim. They don't even call it Friends. It's called Pratele, which is like Friends in Czech. They have Friends, Home Improvement, but it's crazy like the shows that they didn't get, like, and you would have thought they got, but they didn't get them. In some country, I think Italy got Fresh Prince, but I think Czech Republic didn't get Fresh Prince, but they know about it. It's really weird. Like, or they got Homer, they got Al Bundy, they got Al Bundy, they got that, but because they call him Al Bundy whenever they say it, Al Bundy. But yeah, it's crazy like what they got versus like what you would think they would have got. Like Steve Urkel, I don't think Steve Urkel ever made it over here. I don't think they really know who Steve Urkel is, which is mind blowing to me. Yosemite Sam, yeah. TMT in 2003 was my shit. Word up, let me see. Do I remember that? Okay, yeah. So I in 2003, I was getting a bit. I had aged out. I remember this, but I aged out. I was about to graduate from high school in these years, so I was gone. But there was always a soft spot for the Turtles for sure. So I always knew it when there was a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I never watched it. I never watched a lot of them. I probably watched a few episodes, but not a lot. I had aged out by this point. Like with Power Rangers, I had aged out around after in space in Turbo, and I think in space. That's where I aged out of Power Rangers. I didn't follow it. You know what's crazy is I was walking in the mall today, and I seen they had these stands um selling Pokemon cards. I should have took a picture of it. Selling Pokemon cards and shit. Like I loved Pokemon when it was like 150, but I just can't keep track of them after that. I can't keep track of them, man. Like I remember Cyndaquil was in the next generation. He was a little gerbil hamster fire thing or some shit like that. But the the 150 Pokemon that was my shit. I can't and I aged. I think I just aged out of Pokemon. I just couldn't keep it up for some reason. But yeah, this I was surprised they was even selling it that gangsterly. You know what I mean? Like like in a snack machine format. Like yeah, cause you motherfucker, you know you hungry. Come get you some Pokemon cards. Fuck you. Like I didn't know they was that gangster with it. Cause they did put a Pokemon store I could show you in Prague. They put it in the Luxor in the bookstore. Hang on, I can show you. Pokemon. They did put this here. I walked in there real quick to see it, but yeah. So here's the bookstore where in can you guys see it? Yeah, in Prague. This is the Luxor. It's much bigger than what it looks like here, but the Pokemon store is just in this little section. But the bookstore is like three different levels, and the English level is on the bottom. You have to like walk through the whole store and then go down like two floors, I think, to get to the Americans to get to the English section, like the foreign language, because English is the foreign language here. So you have to walk through like when you go to a bookstore, you have to hope they have a foreign section, or else it's all just gonna be in check. Yeah. Al Bundy, you have 4 touchdowns in a single game. Mr. Emoji, yeah. What do you think Archie, All in the Family, would translate, be well received in Czech Republic? I think that they would probably have some issues with it. And not because of racial issues, because it's bad, but issues with not knowing some words or how to translate words well to make it like for example, I okay, when something would happen like as a joke and I would be going off on my girl, I'd be like, "What you talking about?" I was and I'd be going off on her, but I'd be playing. I'd be like, "How you doing?" Right? So for those of you who don't know that phrase, "How you doing?" That's from the movie Norbit, where Eddie Murphy played a fat bitch, right? We played other roles too, but that line comes from what's her name? I can't think of her name now. Respucia. Eddie Murphy plays a fat bitch named Respucia, and when Respucia gets mad, she goes, "How you doing?" Saying how are you doing? Like in like that angry black woman voice type, the angry black woman attitude. Well, so she had seen Norbit, but my girl, she had only seen Norbit in Czech and with the Czech voiceovers. So in the Czech voiceovers, they don't add that how you doing in there. They just completely say something else totally different. So I thought she knew what I was referencing when I would go, how you doing? Right? But she never knew what I was referencing. So I had to we was watching Norbit one time. I said, but we watching in English, and that's when it clicked. She goes, oh, like that's where you was getting that from. Like, yeah, you didn't know that this whole time. Cause like that's another big issue with watching uh when you get media from different language, it's not necessarily. So back to your question about All in the Family, they would go into racial issues about the Mexicans. I think we use like Mexicans, maybe even Native Americans. He probably said some offensive shit to them. So like I don't think they would really get um that that sense of racism kind of thing. You know, that almost jokingly passive aggressive. Like, I don't think they would fully understand it. I think and I don't think there's really a way to properly translate that to even make it acceptable. You know, in another language for them to be introduced to it. Like I think it would be a very hard thing to get through. Um, but yeah, no, she doesn't. She didn't know who Archie Bunker was, and every time I speak to a Czech person, they don't know who Archie Bunker is. I think he's great. I love him. I love Eric Cartman. Here's the thing. I don't. I was telling this Scottish dude I met on a train about 2 weeks ago. I don't even know how I got on a topic with him, but I said, like if a person's racist, like I love you if you're just you and you're just racist, right? The part that hurts me about being racist is when the racist person like realizes like when they feel like they actually did something wrong. Like that's when I feel bad. Like I was watching this interview with a neo-Nazi, right? It was on somewhere on YouTube. Let me see. Should be. It was this one, the first one. The first one. I was watching his interview, right? I'm not gonna play it here because I'm sure he's got it like copyrighted. But the first you can watch it. And he was a neo-Nazi, right? And he said he's not one anymore. Blah blah. He speaks English, but I think pretty sure he's German. And well, yeah, he's a neo-Nazi. Well, not necessarily, I guess, but and there was a moment in there where he definitely pauses a little bit and kind of realized like what he had done, and that was the only part where I felt bad. Like I felt for him because I don't want you to feel like if you're racist, like dude, like be racist, like if you're like that extra level racist, like do it. Like I just want you to be happy. Like that's always been my overall goal with people. Like I just want you to be happy. But like when they get to that point where they're like, oh shit, I mean, that's when I start feeling bad because I don't want you to not. I don't want you to. I don't want anybody to feel bad, right? Even when I'm roasting bitches and all that, I don't want. I'm not doing it so the motherfucker feels bad. I'm doing it so they can realize what the fuck they did, and bitches need to hear that shit because they just too wild right now, so they need to get their feelings hurt. In all honesty, but I don't want to see anybody truly hurt. Wendy Williams stole it and ran with. Oh, the how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, man, that's. Is it still? Yeah. But yeah, that Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in a single game. It's a lot of people out there like that, man. There's a lot of people out there who score 4 touchdowns in a single game. You know what I mean? And back in high school, and they can't let that shit go. Like when I was roasting that one dude, like, and I was making fun of him about his supposed law degree. I'm not buying it that he has a lot. There's been too many red flags that calls for suspicion. So I'm not really buying it. But even if he did, like, okay, with a law degree, and this is gonna be a quick side rant about that again. With a law degree, like, again, anybody who I've ever known who went to law school, whether it was in my family or a family friend or just a colleague that somebody else knew, and we went to their party, something like, look, when you get into that law world is essentially like the medical world. So like, if you went in there and did that, and you're not constantly working in that field, like a lot of like that field does not respect you after a while. Like that is not just a sociology degree where you get it and then you just run off in the world. And I mean, no, like when you do that, you have to keep that lifestyle and culture up. That law degree is like a medical degree, dude. Like once you do that, that is a culture now. You don't just do it for shits and giggles and throw it away, right? There are anomalies that happen, but again, there was just far too many red flags. So what I'm thinking what happened is the dude probably got a law degree, if he did. Let's just say he did, but maybe didn't pass the bar, or got caught in some, probably got in trouble, and got his, and so he's not legally allowed to do it anymore, or got disgraced from the community, and he's sitting up with this whole, well, I scored 4 touchdowns 10 years ago, so I can look back at this degree as my identification, kind of thing. And to be honest, there's a lot of people who do that, for one reason or another. I'm not saying in every case is sinister, but it happens. People, they go out and they go to university and they get this degree and they put it on their wall, and then they just fizzle out because they just got dealt a bad hand of life, or they weren't ready for the real world, or whatever, and they sit back and just stare at that degree as reassurance that they did something with their life at one point, right? And there's a whole lot of Al Bundys out there in different walks of life. There's a whole lot of them, whole lot of them. Like I said, in my journey, okay, my dad went, when I finished my biotech degree. My dad came to that graduation, and when I finished my bachelor's degree, my dad, my aunt, and my cousin came to that graduation, right? And then after that, I never went to a graduation again. I never cared. It became a joke, honestly. So, okay, for those of you who maybe never went to university or college and graduated college, when you so here's the thing: when you graduate college, this is how it's gonna work. You have to apply for you literally have to go and sign up and apply to go to your own graduation. Like, you don't just go. Like, and, so, and you got to buy the cap and gown. And if you graduated with honor, I think I graduated with honors with my bachelor's. Definitely not with my, so with the biotech, because that was horrible. But so you got to get the little. I remember, like, some little tassel. I can't. It's been so long now. But you got to buy your cap and gown, and you got to go sign up. And there's always these horrifically long lines, and it's just a terrible. It really is. It's not a fun experience to graduate. It's to go to your own graduation. So once you get that all solved and figured out, when you actually get to your actual graduation, that's when that next level kind of hits, because when you were going to the school, you felt like you kind of had a good feeling of everybody who went there. But when you actually graduate, you're sitting in this fucking, you're sitting, or you're standing, or you're around people that you've never seen in your life. You've never seen any of these people a day in your life, right? And I remember when I graduated Sinclair, because I'm now trying to put together Wilberforce. When I graduated Sinclair, it was a scenario. It was in the University of Dayton, in the where the college basketball team plays, where the UD basketball team plays. It was there, and all I can remember now is that we had to go where we were supposed to go, and they told us, yeah, just follow the arrows. When it's your time to go, they'll tell you to stand up and follow the arrows, and all of you are just like walking around trying to, like, see where the arrows are so nobody doesn't walk off, and trying not, trying not to hit shit. And then you just walk on stage and you just shake somebody's hand. They give you this little booklet, and then you just walk off. That's all it is, right? Now, for those of you who haven't graduated, who haven't gone to college, they don't actually put the diploma in that book, right? It's just a book with, like, this shitty. It's not even like an accurate drawing of the school. I don't know why they even do it. It's like some, it's just some generic school with just, like, your school's name written on it type of shit. And you just go sit down, right? And that's how. And graduation. There's nothing fun about it. I think it's overrated. That's why I never went again. I think it's severely overrated. And then I remember when I got my diplomas, you get your diploma about, I think, like 2 or 3 months later, something like that. It takes a while. It was like 2 or 3 months later. I just took it to my dad's house and said, hey, do you want it? Because I don't really care. Now, I think the master's certificates and shit, I think all that got sent to my ex-wife's house, because her address was actually on, because I had just moved to Czech Republic and I was living with her. So I'm pretty sure that that got sent to her address. And since I don't fuck with her, I don't know what happened to that shit. But my dad has I know my dad has 2 of my degrees for sure. I'm sure of that. He has, I clearly remember giving him the biotech degree. I'm pretty sure he has the bachelor's too. But I think he has an education certificate that I got. He might have that. I don't think he has any of the network engineering shit that I did. Because by that point, it just got ridiculous. You get so many certifications and all that, you just don't even care anymore. You just don't care. But I'm pretty sure he has at least two. At least I'm certain he has the biotech. I'm pretty sure he has the bachelor's, the health and human services. Um, but anything else, I don't think he has the other stuff. No. I hated undergrad. It was a total scam. Counselors are professional liars. Professors taught horrendously. All they care about is getting your money. Yeah, yeah, Mo. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, this is pretty well explained. Yeah. Now, but I always say this: the masters, depending on what you go in, is a lot easier. And I think it's kind of like a sham how that works out because undergrad is such a pain. Undergrad is such a pain in the ass. I understand how it'll scare anybody out of going further. I get it. I get it because undergrad was just a night. Anything that has to do with undergrad was nothing but a constant nightmare because you're essentially the rookie in the education system that everybody's just like throwing around and tossing around. So you never really feel like you belong in anywhere until you get at least some type of degree to like get some footing in the in the place. But yeah, it was really the undergrad was hell. It really was. There was not as far as school goes, there wasn't much to really look up to in that at all. I still remember I still remember when my dad came up when I was in no, I think I had finished biotech at this point. And my dad didn't go to college, so I'm not really trying to like roast him for this, but for people who never went to college, they kind of view a lot of them can kind of view have this perception of school like yeah you have to get all A's and B's kind of thing, and I think it's kind of like this subconscious thing maybe like from their childhood that like you have to get all A's, maybe a B, to, the keeping up that bullshit act kind of thing. And I remember when he came up, I took him to the science area because I was over there for years with biotech. And I remember we walked past one of my old teacher's chemistry rooms, and at the time they were taking finals, and my dad, it was this girl coming out, and I think I said something to her like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing?" She goes, "Oh, thank God, I just escaped with a C, right?" And I could see a look on my dad's face like, "Yeah, this is nothing like you know, what the world tries to put out there that college is like, right? College, they always try to put out there that college is full of A's and B's and everybody's, just studying hard to get A's and B. Like, you never hear that side in the real world that motherfuckers are happy to survive with a C to get out that motherfucker. There's motherfuckers in school right now who would be thrilled to just escape at least one of their courses with a C. If you could walk up to any university, right, and say, I guarantee you that you would get a C in this course, that would be a huge weight off of every student if they knew they can just escape with a C. And the reason why, here's the thing. So the reason why, what's up, Javi? The reason why you want to escape with a C is because when you want to usually it's because when you want to transfer. Because D's usually don't transfer, or they don't transfer easily. Some people, many schools won't recognize a D in transferring. And I had to, and with that Goob too, I had to break down this another basic logic. The fact, because they was roasted, and they probably still roasting me over there. These dumb motherfuckers did not know what an unofficial transcript was from an official transcript, right? And see, this is what I'm getting at. There's a lot of red flags with that Goob U2 or the people who's following him. Like, how did you not? Okay, you don't know what the difference is between between an official and an unofficial transcript, right? So let me go on record for stating this live on YouTube. Now, I don't think he didn't say, but I think some of his followers came and attacked me with this shit. So, okay. Another reason why there's privacy laws set up, right? either privacy laws or protocols to keep shit confidential, whatever the fuck. Another aspect of this is the reason why there's something called an unofficial transcript versus an official transcript. An unofficial transcript, you can download that off the internet or whatever at the drop of a hat. Now, you can't actually use that for anything formal, right? Like, you can't go download a transcript from Indiana University and print it out yourself and then go walk over to Harvard and be like, yeah, here's my transcripts. They're not going to accept that, right? Why? Because as soon as I get those transcripts, I can take it, edit that shit to say A, and then go to Harvard and be like, yeah, let me in this medical program, bro. Right? Right? All right, so the reason why you have to have an official transcript, and you usually have to pay like between $5 to $35, depending on what school you went to. You have to call your school and say, hey, I would like to, or go in there and fill out the paper and say, I want to send a transcript to Harvard University, right? And so how you do that is, for those of you who didn't go to college, you have to tell the school to send it directly to the other school. That's the only way another school is going to respect your transcripts. They're not going to respect it if you print it out, if you show it to them on a computer, none of that. You have to get it shipped directly from buttfuck university to Texas A&M, right? That's the only way to, and I had to explain this shit. Right? The fact that I had to explain that says a lot. It says a lot, right? Because this is common knowledge shit for anybody who's touched a university. That's common knowledge, right? And it's astounding that motherfuckers out there who are trying to talk shit about law in schools don't know that. It's astounding, dude. How many times I end up going to another school and transferring credits? It's unbelievable how it's seriously maybe because I just stay in my own bubble of a certain quality and class of person, and not necessarily just formally educated, because that's not everything, but I stay in my own realm of a certain qualified type of person in world logic, that like I forgot just how dumb motherfuckers can be on earth. like I've completely forgot. Like, I completely forgot just how stupid motherfuckers can be. Like, 7 nights stand, 100%. Yeah, thanks, man. As long as I pass the class, I don't care. My first year, I almost got a 4.0. If it wasn't for my English professor giving me a B. Yeah. 80, did you see the dude who gave Ruby Rose over $60K on a month offer? Who was it? Ruby? No, I don't know who Ruby. I'm thinking of Ruby. What's the bitch name who played in John Wick first, and then I'm thinking of her. Ruby. Who's Ruby Rose? I don't know who this is. Oh, I did see this. Yeah, I think somebody sent it to me, or I seen it somewhere. Yeah, some guy, some Instagram. I'm OnlyFans dude. Gave her like $69,000 or something. I'm thinking of that Ruby actress. This bitch. Her name's Ruby Rose too. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of when you said that. I was thinking of her, but I guess they both got the same name. Yeah. I never went to college, and even I knew this. Yeah, Javi. Yeah. You can't just send transcripts. You can't just get And motherfuckers in his comment section legit were like, they legit didn't, and was attacking me for the shit. It's shocking. It's truly shocking how dumb just logically thinking, just thinking logic, right? Like, regarding possibility of safety concerns, privacy concerns. Like I said, how I started this live stream off. How I started this live stream off. Due to where social media is at today, right? And how you could just skip through Facebook Reels and everybody thinks they know about law because some trust me bro says I have a law degree. and now they think they know everything about law because of an 8 second clip on Facebook. Like the saying can grow, but wisdom is I don't think there's a good this is a good time because again technology is moving so fast, people are moving, they're communicating much faster, so everything's changing so fast. There's nothing there. I don't think there's a it's going to be much harder for like just the everyday person to find a legitimately well-rounded intelligent person to just talk to and get some type of decent well-rounded response, right? Because when I showed my girl that clip, I showed her that as proof, saying like, look, there's guys on social media, there's people on social media, they'll tell you anything you want to hear just to get a click. Just to get a click, just to get a view, just to get a subscription. They gonna tell you anything. Right? And back to the Goob dude, like, see the fact that he has a law degree, supposedly he has a law degree and he has to do this. Like, here's the thing. I was so distraught over that, right? But not because his channel's way bigger than mine. Let's just be real about it. Like his channel, I don't have a tenth of his following, right? But I was so like I was almost in tears after realize like, wow, like humanity is really in this position, right? Like humanity is really in this position. There's motherfuckers on earth who they really need to be enslaved. Like they shouldn't be allowed to have independent thought, right? And it really, and I was seriously fucked up about it for a couple days, like thinking like this is like motherfuckers want to believe shit just because they want to believe it, right? Like, you mean? You know, motherfuckers want to believe something just because they want to believe it, with no other and I was really fucked up. I was like almost to the brink of tears, just thinking about like this is where humanity is, like right, like, and no ability to deduce logic. If a guy who supposedly has a law degree, right, is okay, and I went on this rant yesterday or 2 days ago, right? This is why privacy laws were set in place 100 years ago. Was because of guys like Goob YouTube are gonna be stalking random bitches for no, and they're gonna go in and actually look through, try to look through laws to see the extent of how they can stalk bitches who don't even know his first name, right? See, there's a reason what the privacy laws were set in place for people like him, and worse, right? You think you think this shit wasn't thought of 50 years ago? I watched the story. I'm not even joking. There was a news story. Something happened on one of these YouTube channels where it's this dude, right? This dude, he would drive around to schools in like different states and try to kidnap children out of the school by pretending to be their parents. And they caught him on tape on video on cop cam one time, and he was trying to act like he was high on drugs and shit, but he ain't know nothing about drugs. He was just trying to fuck some little kids, right? And he would travel like 2 states over, a state over, to try to go walk into the school and pretend to be their parents so he can like abduct them and fuck them and shit like that. This little weird dude, man. See, privacy laws are set in place for people like that, right? People who going off trying to find out information about people they don't even know. The person don't even know their first name. See, those were set in place for people like Goob YouTube. So like, where is this? And these motherfuckers seriously think that they can call that they can just walk up there a random person off the street and be like, hey, yeah, I like somebody's full name, telephone number, address, literally home address, telephone number, full name, date of birth, and they could just randomly go do it. I was saying, dude, like, I dare you call a McDonald's and try that shit, right? But it's like, how the fuck, like. And I was almost in tears thinking about like this is where humanity is. This is where we are. This is why, and it's people like that is why there's starvation in the world. There's horrible wars that really shouldn't even be going on. That's why. Because it's people like that. It's so many stalkers that would have a field day if you just call and get random information. Yeah, Tom, that's what I said. Yeah. Could you imagine someone calling a daycare and asking, is Michael Jordan's son? Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. At this rate, okay, if that's so true, if Goob YouTube said, if what he said is just so easily done and it's just so true, what's stopping a motherfucker from going and get I mean, Slim Shady's daughter's telephone number and date of birth and home address, right? And just start calling Eminem's daughter, right? You mean, wait, you know what? Oh, is Michael Jackson's kids in school? You know what? I'm gonna call their school and just get their home address real quick. Hello. Hello, I'm just a random dude on YouTube. Can I have Michael Jackson's son's full name, home address, telephone number, his records of being there, please? Because it's directory information. Like, where is your brain? Where they put privacy laws in act against guys like simply because guys like Goob U2 is out there. That's why. Fucking creep, man. Out of all the bitches I done roast on my YouTube channel, there has never been one time where I even thought that there has not been one time I've even come close to thinking about investigating some bitch that don't even know my first name. You got that's creep. And here's the thing. And I didn't want to touch on this in that video because I think here's the thing, and I'll be honest. I think it's a cop out to use like women in any way to like bash a man, right? Because I think that's the easiest way out, to say, oh well, you don't have sex, or oh, you don't get attention from women. I think that's the easiest cop out to win a crowd over, and I usually never ever do this shit. But I will say this. Because I scrolled through the Goob YouTube channel, I scrolled through it and watched his videos. Now I get why, and again, I hate using this because it's an easy cop out. But now I understand why there's women out there that are afraid of men. I get it now. Now I get it. I understand why there's women out there who are afraid of men and when bitches walking around at night and all that shit. I can understand that now. If there's a guy like him out there who is going to comb through, who supposedly went to law and is going to comb through law books to see if he could figure out a loophole to get your home address and your name and date of birth and what school you going to and all that, your full name. If there's a dude out there who has so much free time to where he is willing to do that, to go out of anything else he got to do in his vacuuming his floor, changing his bed sheets. This motherfucker could have done anything else, but this motherfucker has just enough time to comb through laws to see if there's a loophole in finding out your date of birth and home telephone number and all this shit like that by calling the school. Yeah, see, now I get it. Goob YouTube has helped me grow to realize that reality. I'll say that. So you've helped me grow in that regard. If you ever see this, I get it. Because again, there's been no moment out of every bitch I've ever roasted. Look, I know exactly where my ex-wife lives, and she's still blocked on my Instagram and Facebook. I don't want to know that bitch phone number. I don't want to know anything about her. Right? I think she got married again. I don't know. The only reason I heard that she got married is because a friend of mine knew her. I don't fuck with none of that shit. There was a dude. I'm just gonna stop it right there because I don't want to like elaborate on. But like, I get it. Like, I get why there are women who are afraid of men because of guys who would do some shit like that. I totally get it. Yo, AD, I asked my friend that works at a private university's admission office. She told me that it's impossible for a person to obtain information like that guy claims. Yeah, crispy bacon. Yeah. Now, again, I will give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He could have found like he could have just got lucky and found like a new person working there who didn't know, or maybe there is a private school that found some loophole, or they could just get away with it temporarily. Like, anomaly scenarios do happen. So I'm not saying that. Okay, when I wrote the guy back, I said I highly doubt you did this, but you could have got lucky. I wrote it somewhere on Instagram or something like that. I told like you could have got lucky, but this is I don't think you did it. I really don't think you did it. Or if he did it, there's a lot more missing to that story than he's leading on from that video, where he literally just writes, "Hello, I would like to know blah 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 blah." Like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, no, you're a fucking clown. And then he tried to say, "Well, I have a law degree," and I said, "Well, yeah, that's even worse. You should definitely know you ain't gonna do that." Now, if you had had a degree in, you know what I mean, in mechanical engineering, well, maybe this motherfucker may not know, right? But at Crispy Bacon, I tell you, I would say a private universities would have more leeway. Well, even because technically, if they're funded by federal sources, then they have to go by that code. But private universities usually can have more leeway with their own rules and protocols. But if they're funded by the federal governments in any kind of way, then they have to follow those rules. So yeah, yeah, I agree. But yeah, Thomas, yeah. Thomas Basque, yeah, that's what I was saying, man. If look, Goob U2 was not the first stalker, right? He's not the first stalker out there, right? There's been protocol set up against guys like him for, I say, at least 40 years, right? But yeah, I've just always understood women having a small amount of fear of men. I only have a problem when women try to paint all men as killers, stalkers, and creeps. Yeah, yeah. But then you get a dude yeah, I agree with you, man. And now I'm thinking like from the position of a woman, like women, they don't have that survival instinct to fight or anything, man. So then you get a dude. Okay, okay, let's look him up real fast, because I just want you to see this motherfucker, right? And I want any just look just take a look now. Do you really want this dude, right? Do you really want this type of dude looking up your daughter, your sister? Do you want him to have a dude who is going to happily go out there and practice looking up laws to find out where your daughter lives while she's going to college? Think, do you really want to do like run around working out and he's strong and all this shit, and now he knows where your daughter lives and all this, and he's gonna make a video about it on YouTube laughing about the shit? Does that shit really make you feel like, I mean, honestly, like, would you feel safe that there's a dude like him walking around doing that shit? That's fucking wild, dude. That's fucking sick. That's crazy. That, I'm telling you, this shit. Two things. This shit is nothing but oh, no, is that me? No, that's somebody else he's trying to roast now. Let me tell you something. Remember a while back, there was a black dude who was on camera saying, get off. He had his phone out. He was like, stop. He's like, stop being you with your broke ass. Don't take your girl out to just dates. Fly her somewhere. Do this. Blah, 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 blah. And I called that shit. I said, look, that dude's going to beat that woman up. If he gets with a woman, he's going to beat that woman up because he thinks he owns her. Right? And what ended up happening was I think somebody told me he ended up beating up he ended up getting caught beating up his girlfriend, and he was in jail. Right? Now, with this type of shit, I'm not gonna say he's gonna do this, but this is, again, my field is in mental health counseling, right? This is very, this motherfucker ain't wrapped too tight, right? This shit is an act to try to fit in with society, but all he's got to do is catch like just the wrong feelings for a bitch, and take my word for it, he's gonna do something wild, right? I called it with the black dude. That was probably about a year or two ago. This is before the baby was born, so this was at least 2 years ago. I called him with that, and I'm telling you, this shit is not. Like, yeah. So I'm just gonna, yeah, yeah, leave that alone. Thomas, all you had to do, yeah, he ended up beating her ass, and I called that shit. I called that shit before. I want to say I called it either before it happened or before I didn't know anything about it if it happened before, but I knew it. I called it shit. I'm good at reading guys based off their actions with shit. Like I'm pretty good at telling when people are gambling addicts. You know, I'm pretty good with these things from small, like just from like body language and what they're doing in certain scenarios. I'm usually pretty good with these things. Yeah, and that black, I can't remember his name, but I called that. I called that long before either I even knew it or long before it happened that he was gonna do that. Yeah, and like with that Goob dude, I'm telling you, guys like that is something that's not healthy. That's not mentally healthy. Everybody's fucked up. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's fucked up, but that's like again, there has been no point in my life where even right look, I don't even look I didn't even know if my girlfriend even graduated from high school. I'm not gonna call and ask. No. And she knows my name, right? I'm not gonna look up, hey, did Janet Jackson graduate from Jacksonville State? No, I don't give a fuck. Mario, yeah, wow, he actually beat her up. I remember that you called that. I forgot all about that. But yeah, I called that shit. Yeah, yeah. I'm calling the same shit with that goo. It's gonna at some point. It's gonna eventually happen because again, I went through the dude's channel, and another big red flag is that he paints himself as like he's perfect and constantly bashing motherfuckers, right? Like, and not even bashing in the sense of like giving motherfuckers to learn reality off of, nothing like that. Like his bashing is coming more from a sense of like, haha, I found out that I'm superior to you in this context kind of thing, right? There's no sense of actual like okay, so for example, if you were to come here and meet me, right? And if you anybody watching right now, if you were to come here and meet me in Prague, which I do have a decent amount of people who come meet me on a regular basis, or I go see them on a regular basis. They fly from somewhere or drive, or I'll meet them somewhere because they on their way through, whatever, right? But if you ever come here and meet me, right? You know that there is something that I can work with a genuine personality outside of just roasting bitches, right? Roasting other motherfuckers, right? You know that I can offer you something as a human in the world, right? Right? Whereas, like, see this shit. Hold on. See this shit. See, there is nothing with this that is really worthwhile in the world, right? There's nothing really here that's worthwhile in the world. What is this? He's been stalking this Donna Briggs bitch. Yeah. Again, like there's just too many red flags. It's too many red flags with that shit, dude. AD, the biggest stalkers, the women are the biggest stalkers and creeps, especially when they want info on a man they like or want to destroy. I've heard some stories on and ish and how far it's stoop. Oh yeah. Women are definitely worse stalkers. Men are more violent stalkers though. But yeah, women are definitely far worse at stalking. The number one suspect in a room. I told my girl this. The number one suspect whenever I walk into a room, women are the number one first suspects. I don't care what happened. The first people I'm thinking, no matter what happened, when I walk into a room, if something happened, the first suspects are going to be the women to me. And I told my girls, I said because women can just move easier and faster. Because If I stand up and say that the woman might have done something, see, the woman knows that another man will come up and protect her just because she's a woman. And all she got to do is to pretend like she's crying or something like that, right? So I've learned, yeah, but women are not violent stalkers, right? Women, they're nowhere near as violent as men. See, even when it comes to like shit, like, cause me and my girl, we had this conversation, and she doesn't like when I talk like this, but I said it anyway. So you usually see the reality of men and women when the money starts getting too low, right? See, because as long as money is like decent, you're not gonna see the reality of the dynamics of men and women, and I think that's a big area where the U.S. and richer Western countries are confused, is because they're doing, even though they think they're poor, but they're doing pretty well off compared to the rest of the world. But when that money starts to get low, right, the reality of it is men are gonna beat up, rob, and steal, and women are just gonna suck dick. It's because sucking dick is just the easier route. Like, it's sucking dick for a woman is just the easiest way out of a problem. Because now she don't have to worry about a guy beating her up because she's already sucking dick, and that's all he's really gonna want out of her anyway, right? And on top of that, he gonna fuck around and give her some shit and all that. Sucking dick is just the easiest route for women. Women, they will try to steal a little here and there if she figures she can completely get away with it with ease. Every now and then you might have a couple robberies like that, but most women aren't going to really keep that up for long, because it's only a matter of time before a man just gives her a good, a good right hook, and then she's done. So women can't really keep that up like a man can. So women are not going to be violent when shit. They can be here and there, but women are going to be far more seductive. Remember when Cardi B, she came out and said she was drugging men and taking all their money, and nobody bat an eye. Now, if a man said he was knocking bitches out and taking their money, oh, the world would have been going crazy off of that. August line, horror is woman's default setting anyway. Tosh started a new podcast. Word up. He does seem to have good knowledge in weightlifting and fitness. Well, I'm glad he does. And again, like I said in the video, I don't wish him any harm. Just like the black dude who beat up his girlfriend. I don't wish him any harm at all. I hope they get whatever skills and all that. I hope they get all the money, all the pussy, whatever they want. But my thing is the actions are sketchy to me at best. Is that dude that called everybody a cheap bastard? Yeah, the guy. Yeah, he was the one who ended up beat. I called it. He was gonna beat his woman up, either beat her up or break her shit. Because usually what happens is when guy, because a lot of men fall into that trap. Because there was another black dude, not too long ago. Somebody sent me a clip where he was talking to a guy who made like $15 an hour or something like that. And the guy was like, yeah, he goes, yeah, I take care of my woman. She doesn't work. I pay for all the food and all the bills and all that. And see, the reality, no, that sounds good at first, right? And the whole concept of, yeah, she gives me sex whenever I want and all that. See, this is where women are far better than most men, is in social engineering, right? See, the man, and listen to this part. The man doesn't realize he's being socially engineered, right? Meaning, see, it's up to you as a man to stay on top of you, right? You have to stay on top of yourself, right? Because my girl, look, sex has never been an issue with us. I don't pay for everything, none of that. None of that, right? But where my girl can get me is, and sex is not an issue. I do whatever I want with her, and she likes being dominated and all that, right? Right? I'm not gonna go into detail on live stream, but let's just leave it at that, right? But here's the part where I have to stay on top of myself, or else I'll end up like that black dude that beat up his girlfriend, right? Because that will be me if I don't stay on top of myself, right? See, the fact that my girlfriend gives me sex whenever I want it, If I don't stay on top of myself, I'll get addicted to that. And then I'll start to demand it. And then if I demand it and she doesn't give it to me, guess what? Now I'm mad. And guess what? Now she has power over me to now steer me how she wants to steer me. Right? See, getting sex whenever you want and being able to buy a bitch and buy all her clothes and buy her food, yeah. See, that alone is great to a child, a man who's still a child, right? But to a man who's a man, look, all that shit's just begun because see now you've got to manage how not to become addicted to it in your own head. Right? Because the bitch, she's always gonna smile in your face while she's sucking your dick and all that shit. She's gonna do all that. She's just running rampant. But it's up to you to stay in control of yourself and don't get addicted to that shit. Right? But that's all I got to say about that. Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. But I remember when I got addicted to a couple bitches. But even then, it was still under. I never went crazy. Some guys go crazy, like they go crazy. Well, like the black dude who beat up his. That's where it come. That's where it came from. The black dude who beat up his girlfriend because he thought he could just buy her. Or long story short, he thought that he actually owned her. Right? Like now he owned her, but you don't own her. Right? Like I own my girlfriend, but I don't own her. Right? I don't own her. I warned her to go out. I told her to leave. Go get away from me. Go do something with your life. Figure something out. You know what I mean? I own her, but I don't own her. Right? You don't want to be in see you don't want to be in that position where you really, really, really own a woman because what happens, okay, owning a woman is just like in Fight Club where he said, okay, remember the movie Fight Club? And it's the same scenario with a woman. The things that you own end up owning you. It's the same shit. The same shit. The exact same shit. In the movie Fight Club, he says, the things you own end up owning you. And that goes for a woman. Right? Because in the context of Fight Club, he was talking about furniture, books, because back then IKEA was like fancy in the 90s because it was European, but IKEA is like shit quality. But he had IKEA furniture all in it, and he goes, yeah, the things you own end up owning you. So for example, you're working this great job, you're in a good mood, you come home and like you break your fucking expensive lamp. Now you mad because you own that lamp, and now you got to go fix it. Now you got to go out your day to go buy another one, throw that away, and all. So that lamp ends up owning you. You don't own the lamp, right? But you have to watch it in yourself. You have to watch that power dynamic within. You have to be able to just throw it away, right? You have to keep that with a lamp. With a lamp, to a chair, to your girlfriend, to your wife, you have to always be ready to throw them motherfuckers away. Because once they know that you're not ready to throw them away, that's when they got you. And you're done. And you chasing from then on. And while you're chasing, you're going to start getting mad because you're chasing. Right? And nothing's still working out. And what happens? That anger is going to build up. Because now you're mad, you're frustrated, it keeps going. And then what happens? She's not going to want to fuck you anymore. She's not going to want to have sex anymore. Why? Because you're mad, you're awkward, you're frustrated. And now she's putting up with you because you're mad, you're awkward, you're frustrated. Now you're going without sex. Now you're getting more mad and angry and frustrated to the point she just has to leave. Right? Because now she can't sit up with you anymore. And these are the parts that men really need to be talking about and working with. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go because I gotta go pee and it's getting late. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Y'all have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in, liking, subscribing. I don't think anybody donated, but if somebody did, thanks. I hope I didn't miss it. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out.